Something very different again. Do you agree with Jamie Oliver that given the assurances, the seriousness of the problem of childhood obesity in this country, the nutritional standards of school meals shouldn't be left to luck or chance? And assuming you do, what's your justification for allowing the erosion of minimum nutritional standards in academies and free schools?
Firstly, I love Jamie Oliver. Secondly,
your personal relationships are a matter for yourself.
My adoration is also married with a belief that sometimes, if you've got a bad situation, strong central intervention is right. So in the past, the Labour government said, literacy in this country isn't good enough. We're going to have the national strategies, direction from the centre. But as the architect of the national strategies, Michael Barber, another man I adore, pointed out, strong central intervention gets you from bad to good, but you move from good to great, not by strong central intervention, but by trusting professionals to be creative. I think that the food standards that Jamie campaigned for and have been implemented have got us from a situation which was bad to a situation which is better. But I think the next stage of improving school food is about identifying what are the best practices in the strongest schools.
Shouldn't it be the same for every school,
no.
whether it's an academy, a free school or not?
No.
So it's okay for academies, free schools and any others making money off sugary drinks and sweets in vending machines, as is claimed in the media?
It has been claimed, but I haven't seen, I'd be interested in, any evidence that any academy has introduced, as a result of those freedoms, lower quality food. All the evidence seems to me to point in the other direction, that schools which have academy freedoms have improved the quality of food that they offer children. Now, there are bound to be cases that people have heard about where they fear that may not be the case, but I haven't seen any cross my desk.
What are you going to do about those ones?
Well,
there are some of our children who are being let down. What are you going to do about them?
Well, you assert that they are being let down. I fear that they may be, but I don't have any evidence that they have been. So I'm not denying that it's a possibility, but all I am saying is that until I know, I can't see. But your prior question, what am I doing about it, is I want to find out what happens in the best schools, because there are some schools that do even better than many, actually, than what Jamie and his standards would have required of them. And for me, the challenge is, how do you, which schools are best in sourcing ingredients in a sustainable fashion? Which schools are best in preparing nutritious meals with the right range of sauce?
I'm concerned about the kids who aren't getting the best.
This is an interesting point, Alex, because I think when we look at, in international development terms, studies of poverty, it's often the case that some people say, why are these countries poor? I ask the question, why are other countries rich? So you say, I'm interested in children who are not getting good school meals, so am I. But the way in which we ensure that children get good school food is by asking who's successful and can we replicate that elsewhere. Okay. And that, I think, is the practical choice. And there's another thing as well, which is that we know, to go back to the point, central intervention can only achieve so much. Conscription can only achieve so much. What you want to do is to identify those places where there's a greater degree of creativity and better quality. Let me put it another way. There is one food outlet in this country, or a chain of food outlets, where everything is prescribed down to the last detail. That's McDonald's. They have national standards. There are other food outlets where there is a greater degree of creativity because they employ talented people to produce high-quality food. I'm interested in moving beyond simply a bare minimum to a higher quality of school food, and we'll be saying more about how we propose to do that shortly.
Okay, we're running out of time, so just one final question. I'd like to invite you to be even more firm.
Just a quick follow-up on that.
Yes.
If removing central prescription for academies hasn't lowered standards in terms of the school dinners that are provided, are you going to get rid of the guidelines for all schools?
Well, the question is, have they? We don't know.
No, I'm asking you, Secretary of State, and you seem to think that they haven't. So, by your own logic, surely that would lead you to get rid of the guidelines for all schools. Have you talked to Jamie Oliver about that? 2
points. Firstly, again, this reflects the glass half full, glass half empty thing. The automatic assumption of some statists is that if you remove central control, things will automatically get worse. Without the state there to intervene, people will automatically be wicked and evil and do the wrong thing. Don't believe that. Second point, schools which become academies are schools which already have strong leadership. And our belief is that they will demonstrate that strong leadership, not just in the curriculum, but in other areas. But I'm not leaving it to chance. the School Food Trust have looked at the improvements that have been made in school food, and they'll be publishing a report shortly. And as I mentioned to Alex, I'm going to be taking steps shortly to look at best practice to see how we can spread it. So the binary point that you put to me, I think, is an insufficiently nuanced way of looking at the whole question of how we improve our children's nutrition in order to make sure not just that we fight obesity, but also that we ensure that they can learn effectively later on.
Craig, you tried to be